Hi everyone! In this class, this will be part 2 out of a 4 series of classes leading towards handstand. So if you haven't seen part 1 yet, check out the video on part 1. So in this class, what you would need, aside from your blanket and a chair, which we will use sometime in between the practice, also the wall, today we will be needing bands. We are going to work with resistance bands. If you have that, great. But if you don't, you can use a strap or maybe 2 straps depending on how long your legs are. Or if you don't have a yoga strap, you can always use belts. Hopefully you have belts and then just tie 2 belts together. So have fun in class. So from here, we'll go straight to our release work. So we'll come on to our belly, belly, chest down. And then from the first class, we had several options when we start to bring the right arm out to a T. So this time, choose which option you would need for your right shoulder. So either right elbow is straight, or bend at the elbow, or maybe inch that hand forward. So in my case, I prefer this option so that as I start to roll over onto my right, I start to release the part where I feel most tight in this area. Okay, and then as you stay here, slowly breathe in and out of the nose. Lengthen the inhale, lengthen the exhale. So know that if you have to go through all 3 options, you can take that. Okay, one more breath in. And then as you exhale, we'll slowly release. Okay, from here, I'll take that on the other side. Okay. This time we'll bring the left arm out to a T and then choose either you prefer elbow straight or maybe bend at the elbow to 90 degrees or inch that hand forward a little bit more. Okay. And then from here, we'll start to roll on to our left side. Okay. And then roll any amount. Maybe start pressing away from that right hand. Breathing in and out of the nose. And then another 3 more cycles of breath. Then 1 more cycle here. And then as you exhale, we'll slowly release. Okay, we'll come back to our chest, and then from here we'll push up to tabletop. And then from here, from tabletop, okay, so before we start to move, already place the hands, bring them underneath the shoulders, okay, spread the fingers wide, and then adding on or doing a recap from our first class of this series. So remember the effort of trying to push away. Okay, so before we bear any weight, so let's start to round through the upper back. Okay, get situated again with that pushing power. So if I exaggerate the movement, press away, upper back will round. So we want that effort from our whole hand. So from the fingertips, the knuckles, the palms, pressing away, and then from here we'll slowly release. One more time, as you inhale, push away so much that the upper back will round. Hold here. One more breath in. And then from here, we'll tuck the toes. And then we'll add a bit more. We'll start to bear weight. We'll start to shift the the knees away from the mat. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, we'll lift the hips up and then shift back for our downward facing dog. And then for our first dog, any movement, you can alternate Bending the knees. Maybe wiggle the hips from side to side. Starting to connect with the breath again. If you need to release at the ankles, maybe lift one foot up. Also doing the other side. Okay, one more breath in. So you start to settle down in this shape. And then from here, we'll look in between the hands, knees bent. We'll step one foot forward, followed by the other foot. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we'll reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands back. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. From here, we'll hold the halfway lift so you can bring your hands onto your shins or onto your thighs and find that effort of reaching the chest forward. So your hamstrings will start to activate, the butt cheeks will start to activate, and then hold this shape. Draw the belly in, so find that zipper again. And then from here, we'll just interlace the fingers. We'll do a few movements at the wrists, maybe do a wave. Just as we hold here, one more breath. And then as you exhale, we'll fold forward again. If you need more release at the wrists, you can take that. One more breath in. And then as you inhale, we'll come all the way up. Hands lift. Exhale, hands back. Okay, we'll start to add. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. And then this time, we'll ground the palms. Okay? So remember, before you step back, start to push away. Round the upper back as much as you can. But know that when you start to step back to a plank, your chest would want to reach forward. One more breath in. Draw the belly button in. Find that zipper. Imagine there's a ball between the thighs as you press the thighs up. And then as you exhale, downward facing dog. Staying here in downward facing dog. One more breath in. So keep that effort of pressing away from the mat. Okay, we'll look in between the hands, knees bent. And then as you start to shift forward, still keep pressing the hands away from the mat. Step one foot back, followed by the other foot. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands back. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, ground the palms. Okay, so find the effort of pressing away. Maybe we'll add, imagine you're trying to grip the mat. And then step one foot back, followed by the other. Hold here in plank. One more breath. Then as you exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, we'll lift the right leg up. Okay, we'll step it through. But before you land that foot, keep pressing away, hold for a breath, and then land the right foot down. Okay, lower down the left knee. Okay, you can grab your two blocks for this round. And then we'll start to shift the hips back, straighten the right leg any amount. Okay, flex through that right foot. Inhale, lift the chest up. You can start high, and then as you exhale, you'll start to fold forward any amount. Breathing here. You can adjust the block height. Maybe the hands can go all the way down to the mat if you prefer. Then start to stake the butt back. Maybe hold that effort, or maybe add tiny movements. Keep the legs steady as you wiggle the hips side to side, or keep the hips steady and wiggle the legs side to side. One more breath in. And then from here, we'll slowly release. Bend through that right knee. Bring the palms down. Okay, start to press away from the mat. Okay, and then we'll step back to a plank. Inhale. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, lifting the left leg up. And then before you step that, okay, draw the knee in towards the chest as much as you can, but then push any amount. One more breath in. And then land the foot in between the hands, lower down the right knee. From here, grab the blocks again as you straighten that left leg out. Okay. Make sure you keep the hips on top of the right knee. And then as you inhale, maybe chest lifts up. As you exhale, take your time as you fold forward. Okay, breathing here in and out of the nose. Maybe as you start to stick the butt back, maybe chest will reach forward a little bit more. Maybe wiggle the hips from side to side. Or maybe move the leg from side to side. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, we'll slowly release. Okay. Push away from the mat, tuck the right toes, stepping back to a plank. Inhale. As you exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, 5 cycles of breath. Even in down dog, as you recover with the breath, find that effort of still pressing away. So actually, this may mimic closer to doing the handstand because your hands are over the head. Hold here and breathe. One more breath in. From here, we'll look in between the hands, knees bend, step one foot forward, followed by the other foot. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, we'll ground the palms again. Bend the knees if you have to. Start to press away from the mat. Step one foot back, followed by the other. One more breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Okay, we'll step it through. Again, before you land that foot, push away for a 3-legged plank and then land that right foot down. Okay, come up to the fingertips. Okay, from here, find traction at the legs. We'll start working on balance as well. Keep the traction, press the legs down, and then as you inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Nice. So stay in our high lunge. Hold here and breathe. And then from here, let's find handstand hands. Okay. And then imagine you're trying to carry your blocks or maybe pile of books on your hands, and then you're trying to press it up towards the ceiling. Maybe bending deeper if that's what you need or what you prefer, adding a bit more in your lunge. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, we'll release, hands down. Press away from the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, lifting the left leg up. Okay, before you step it through again, maybe hover in a 3-legged plank and then step that left foot in between the hands. Okay. Remember, you can always adjust your stance. Come up to the fingertips if needed. Find traction again. And then as you inhale, come all the way up, high lunge. If you feel wobbly, that's okay. Maybe widen the stance. Bend any amount on that left leg. Find the zipper again. When you're ready, as you reach the arms up, find handstand hands. Hold here and breathe. Then imagine you're carrying your blocks and you're trying to lift your blocks up towards the ceiling. One more breath in. As you exhale, we'll bring the hands down, press away from the mat, stepping back, breathe in, then exhale, downward facing dog. 5 cycles of breath. One more breath in. As we look in between the hands, bend the knees, Step one foot forward, followed by the other foot. Come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands back. Now for our next couple of flows, what we'll do, okay, so to add on from our skill drill from the first class, you'll grab your mat, fold your mat again, twice. You'll grab your blanket or your towel. So remember what we did with the blanket when we were sliding back and then sliding back in. Okay. All right, we'll find Tadasana on the blanket. Okay. Ground both feet. Inhale, reaching the arms up. As you exhale, we'll fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. As you exhale, ground the palms down. So again, which I find the easy part, we'll slide back to a plank. Okay. And then hold here. One more breath in. As you exhale, downward facing dog. Okay. And then see how you feel here. If your blanket is sliding back in down dog, then maybe go ahead and just kick that blanket out for a moment. Okay. One more breath in. From here, bring the blanket back in. Okay. We'll look forward when you're ready. So remember the effort. Okay. As you slide the legs back in, can we try to, as if we're trying to kick the butt up towards the ceiling. So look in between the hands, breathe in. And then as you exhale, butt lifts up. Sliding the blanket forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands back. Okay, one more round. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, ground the palms. Okay, we'll slide back again. Draw the belly in, pushing away from the mat. One more breath. Okay. And then this time, instead of shifting back to downward facing dog, let's kick the butt up. Slide the legs forward. Hold here. You can bend the knees and then fold. Or when you're ready, push away. Slide back again. Okay, find the components. Press away, zipper, zips up, and then breathe in. Exhale out completely. Butt kicks up. Legs will slide forward. One more round. Know that you can briefly take a break. Just hang in your forward fold. Or when you're ready, we'll slide back again. Hold here. Exhale out completely. And then as you kick the butt up, legs will slide forward and then fold. Inhale, lift the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands back. Okay, and then from here, okay, we'll set the blanket aside and then we'll move on to the wall. So for the next skill drill from our first class, okay, if you know your hands are a bit slippery, when your hands start to get wet, then you can move your mat closer to the wall. But for the durational hold, we'll only do it once, okay? And then we'll try to hold it for as long as you can, okay? So you can be as close to the wall as you like, okay? Maybe a little bit farther away. Okay, but what we want to work here is the effort of pressing away already from the floor, okay? And then bring one leg up, okay, followed by the other leg. And then we'll hold here. So we're already in a variation to handstand, okay, getting into that shape from this direction. And then if it feels all of the weight is starting to dump on the wrist, press down on the fingertips, push away from the floor, hold your zipper, remember the ball between the thighs, breathing here, See if you can hold this for about 5, maybe 8, or maybe even 10 cycles of breath. Building strength. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, taking your time, as you make your way down to the floor. You can take child's pose briefly, or if you feel dizzy, slowly come up because you were already in an inversion. You need to release the wrists, interlace the fingers, and then do maybe the wave. Okay. And then we'll head back to our mat. This time we'll bring our chair and we will use our bands or the strap. So for this portion, you'll need a chair, a sturdy chair, and make sure that it is on your mat. And you will use your bands. I would encourage using resistance bands so that will also do resistance work. But if you don't have these bands, that's perfectly fine. You can use the straps. You can attach 2 straps together. Or if you don't have straps, you can even use belts. And you can attach 2 belts or maybe even 3 belts together, which I will also show. Okay. So what we'll do, okay, you'll tie, okay, and then you can do this seated. You'll tie one end of the band. Then we'll do this first on the right side. Tie it under on your right foot. Okay, make sure it's secure. Okay. And then from here, okay, your left foot, okay, will start to anchor down the other end of the band. Okay. Now, before we work here, okay, what's happening here on your hands is you're pressing down onto the chair. So still similar effort, press down and then push away. Okay. And then from here, ground your left leg down, and then we'll start to extend the right leg back. Now, if you feel there's too much resistance here, then lengthen the band. Okay. Ground the left foot again, and then kick the right leg up towards the ceiling. So we're actually trying to work warrior 3 here. Notice if it's there's a tendency to open the right hip out. So what you want, roll the right hip down, okay, and then just try to kick the right leg up towards the ceiling any amount. Notice if you're going into a bigger back bend, draw that zipper in, push away from the chair. Whew. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, we'll slowly release. Hold here first. You can do a forward fold on the chair. Maybe give the legs a shake. One more breath in. Let's do that again. Okay, and then this time we'll make it dynamic. Okay, push away. Extend that right leg back. Kick it up towards the ceiling. Okay, we'll slowly release. Inhale. Kick the leg up. You can even try to bend at the elbows. But then from here, even if you're bending at the elbows, push away from the mat. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale, kick up towards the ceiling, any amount. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale, and then we'll hold. One more breath in. And then exhale, we'll slowly release. Whew. You can give the legs a shake. And then know that's a lot of work on your hamstrings as well. And then we'll just switch sides. You can sit on your chair again. Take the band out. Loop it onto your left foot. Okay. Then we'll do warrior 3 on the left side. Okay. Bring the band down. And then adjust again the length of the band. And maybe for one side, you keep the band shorter. Or if this is your tighter side, you bring the band a little bit longer. Okay, so already push away from the chair, hug in, and then from here, we'll start to extend the left leg back. Again, if it's too much resistance, lower down the left foot, adjust the band, give yourself a little bit of slack. Or if you want more, maybe make it shorter. Press away, inhale, draw the zipper in, and then when you're ready, extend the left leg back. Again, notice on this side, if there's a tendency to open the hip out, can we try to roll that left hip down as you try to kick the left leg up towards the ceiling. Breathe here. If there's a tendency to bend, reaching the chest forward, push away from the chair. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, we'll slowly release. You can start to fold forward. Give the legs a shake. Okay, we'll make it a little bit more dynamic. Push away from the chair. Draw the belly in. As you inhale, kick the leg up. As you roll the left hip down, slowly release. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. As you kick back, push away from the chair. And then notice when there's so many efforts going on in all parts of the body, notice what would turn off first. And then this time we'll hold, kick the left leg back, and then hold. Now that we're holding with resistance, maybe it's more noticeable what would turn off first. Are you not breathing? Is the core starting to give? Hug in. One more breath. And then exhale. We'll slowly release. Give yourself a shake. Maybe folding forward. And then from here, okay, we'll start to, we'll release the band. And then we'll set our chair off to the side. Okay, once you've set your chair and your band or strap or belt off to the side, we'll come back to the top of our mat. Okay. And then we'll incorporate those drills or skills into the flow. Grounding through the feet, finding your Tadasana again. So you inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, come up halfway. As you exhale, ground the palms. Okay, press away from the mat. And then stepping back to a plank. Breathe here. And then as you exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, we'll lift the right leg up. And we'll step it through in between the hands. Okay. This time we'll use our blocks. Okay, use the tallest height. Okay, from here, we'll shift the blocks forward. Okay, so that, and then shorten the stance. Okay, maybe bring the left foot forward. And then from here, so remember the work we did with the band. Okay. Imagine you're still stepping on that band with your right foot as you start to kick the left leg up towards the ceiling. And then let your leg stop at hip height. Adjust the blocks. So make sure that your shoulders are on top of the wrists or the blocks. Hold here. Press away from the blocks. Okay. Imagine you're still on your band and then you're trying to kick that leg up towards the ceiling any amount. Okay, hold here. Notice if there's a tendency for your left hip to open up. So notice when we tend to hold a shape or a pose longer, what tends to give out. So from warrior 3, it might be the hip turning out. So can you still roll that down as your left leg is trying to lift up towards the ceiling? And maybe if you want a little bit more here, maybe come up to the fingertips. Okay, engage the standing leg. Maybe play with hovering. One more breath. And then from here, we'll bend through that right knee. We'll land back down, hands down, step away. Breathe here. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, other side. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Okay, we'll step it through in between the hands. Okay, so set up again. Grab the blocks. Press the hands down. Shorten the stance if needed. Keep pushing down on that left leg as you start to kick that right leg up. Hold here first at hip height. Okay. Make sure you're balanced on 3 points. Find the zipper. And then keep that right hip rolling down as your right leg starts to kick up towards the ceiling any amount. Breathing here. And if you still want more in your warrior 3 in this shape, maybe come up to the fingertips, find the zipper as you keep kicking that right leg up. Maybe hover, maybe hands in front of the heart, maybe out to a T. You can do funky things with your hand if you like. One more breath. And then from here, we'll bend that left knee as you land back down. Keep pressing away as you find plank. And then exhale, downward facing dog. 5 cycles of breath. One more breath in. Looking in between the hands, knees bent. Step one foot forward, followed by the other foot. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands back. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, ground the palms. Okay, push away again from the mat. Step one foot back, followed by the other foot. Okay, hugging the belly in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting the right leg up. Okay, we'll step it through in between the hands. Okay. This time, okay, we'll come up to the fingertips. Okay, you have the option to use the blocks again. Or maybe for this round, bring the hands onto your hips. Okay? Shorten the stance first. Keep reaching the chest forward as we start to float the left leg up. So you will feel there's more effort this time on the right leg because our hands are not holding onto the blocks or onto the chair. If the leg starts to swing, that's okay. Hug in. Press that right leg down. Notice if there's a tendency for the belly to drop. Hug in. Remember the band work. Hands can be still on the hips or in front of the heart. One more breath in. As you exhale, we'll slowly bend through that right knee as you land back down. Stepping back to a plank. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, lifting the left leg up. Okay, we'll step it through in between the hands. Okay, from here, either hands on the mat or maybe on the hips. Shorten the stance first. Keep reaching the chest forward as your right leg starts to kick up. Can the right hip keep rolling down as the right leg kicks up towards the ceiling? Hold here. Maybe hands stay on the hips, maybe in front of the heart. Again, your hands can be where you would like them to be, maybe reaching over the head. As you hold, keep kicking the right leg up. One more breath. As you exhale, we'll slowly land that right leg back. Breathing in. And then exhale, pressing back. 5 cycles of breath. Coming back to the breath, being mindful again. One more breath in. And then from here, we'll lower down the knees. And then we'll find child's pose. Yes, you lower down the head. Your head can be on the mat. Know that you can always prop yourself higher. Or just simply sit down on your feet if taking the shape is not as comfortable for you. Just taking this moment to reconnect with the breath. One more breath in. And then from here, we'll slowly lift up. Whew. Okay. And then from here, okay, we'll bring the legs in front. Okay. Bring the legs in front. And then we'll lie down on the mat. Okay. So from here, we'll bend the knees, feet hip width apart. Okay, press the palms down. And then as you inhale, we'll press the hips up towards the ceiling. Okay. All of that hip flexion that we did would provide a nice stretch for the front of our thighs. Breathe here. You have the option to stay here or maybe interlace. You can bring the shoulders together. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, we'll slowly release. From here, you'll hug the knees in towards the chest. You can make circles at the knees. Go in one direction or go the opposite direction. Okay, from here, okay, we'll bring the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Okay, flex the right foot. Both hands grab hold of the left thigh. As you inhale, left knee will draw in. As you exhale, right knee will press forward. And then stay here. If you want a little bit more for your hamstrings, left leg can straighten up towards the ceiling. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, we'll slowly release. We'll do that on the other side. Left ankle on top of the right thigh. As you inhale, right knee will draw in. As you exhale, left knee will press forward. Hold here for a few breaths. Again, you can keep the right knee bent, or if you want just a little bit more for your hamstrings, straighten the right leg towards the ceiling. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, we'll slowly release. And then from here, we'll bring the knees in towards the chest. Inhale. As you exhale, we'll lower down the knees towards the left side as you bring the right arm out to a T. Okay. Your left hand can press down on that right thigh. And then just twist any amount. You can close the eyes. Maybe look over your right hand. And then stay here for a few cycles of breath. One more breath in. From here, we'll slowly release. Come back to center. Breathe in. As you exhale, left arm brings it out to a T as you lower down both knees towards the right side. Again, right hand can press any amount on that left thigh. You can just close the eyes, or maybe just bringing the head to look over your left side. Breathe here. One more breath in. And then from here, we'll slowly release. We'll come back to center. Stay here for a moment. We hug the knees in towards the chest. Or maybe bring your head up towards the knees. Inhale. And then as you exhale, you'll start to lower down. Lower down the legs, the hands. Start to settle down. If you have a towel, okay, you can just drape it over your eyes. And then from here, you can be as wide as you like on your mat. But then let's try to find that release. Try to find that stillness. Using this as an opportunity to be quiet. Just letting the thoughts, set them aside for now. And finding complete surrender in Savasana. can stay here as long as you like. Or when you're ready, as you start to deepen the inhales, be finding small movements at the toes or wiggle the fingers. And then when you're ready, give yourself any stretch that feels good. And then we'll roll over to one side. Again, stay here for as long as you like or as long as you need. Or when you're ready, we'll push ourselves up to seated. Crossing at the legs. And then taking a moment again to ground ourselves down. Connecting with our breath. As you bring your palms together, bowing down the head. And giving yourself much gratitude for your practice and energy. And thank you for letting me guide you. Namaste. So I hope you enjoyed that class. The resistance band or the belt work that we did today is to help us prepare for doing jumps, which we will work on for part 3 in our next class. So I would like to thank you for watching. This is Every Yoga by Jo and Daya, sharing everyday yoga for everybody.